How is it going today?
Lois.
My name is Dwayne.
My name is Jasmine.
We're Dwayne N Jazz. Today we have for you a breakdown review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4. Oh my God! Before we start, if you guys have any reaction requests, please follow us on social medias in the link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive on in. Where do we start at?
The beginning. Yeah. I was about to say the beginning when they're at Wakanda, like where it was like 6 years. Here you go. 6 years ago. He wanted to do this stuff.
I want to do this.
Lower than me for some reason. I don't know why.
I want to look up at you because Jasmine will always be talking about. This ain't about the story. Jasmine will always be like, "You should do so much taller than me, so much bigger than me." So we're gonna switch the roles today. Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead, continue. It feels good. Yeah, it feels great. I like it. I like being
whatever.
Let's go.
So they start in Wakanda, and it's like you see Ayo right there, and she's there trying to make sure that they got the Winter Soldier, the activation,
right?
Trying to make sure that doesn't work on him or affect him in any way.
Chum bucket, Krusty Krab. They was saying all the words that required the Winter Soldier activation program. And
they made sure that they were far away because like they showed the city like far in the distance.
Yeah.
Like he was like way back.
And it was 6 years ago, and it was in Wakanda, and it was in the forest somewhere. And I was like, oh.
And that was back with like long hair, Bucky, and everything. And so like the beginning kind of made me sad because like as soon as she started saying like as soon as she said like the first word, that's when like
he started having like, flashbacks and PTSD.
Yeah, and I'm like that was just so sad. Like I almost started crying. So I'm like that's really sad, man. Like, and like just because kind of like it's just like even if it doesn't activate him, it's just like reminding him of like
of what
that
he did.
Time.
And it's like
and
it reminds
like
me
nobody wants to remember something bad like that, and it brings you back to that dark place. So it's just like it
reminds me of Get Out. You know how Get Out when he was like there, like he's witnessing and all that, but he couldn't move. That's how I felt like it probably felt for Bucky.
Probably for him, yeah.
Especially
like he knows what he's doing.
He knows what's happening.
Like,
he just can't
stop it.
Stop himself, right? Yeah. And that would be scary to like just to be like how many people you killed and. Like, man, that's just intense. So going back to the future now, she's telling him, he's like, well, we need him, and then she's like, I can't believe you are looking for Zemo, and he's like, well, he's a means to an end. Yeah. And she was like, I'll give you 8 hours. I was like, oh man, dang, they not playing
because he killed their king, so they did not forget about that. They were like, you know what?
That's not over. You going out. You were safe in jail.
They couldn't take him anywhere because he was in jail. Yeah. So now that he's out, they're like, "Oh, we on you.
Oh yeah,
we're going to go get you." And we're gonna be all over this place in this review, by the way. But I have so much respect for the Dora Milaje for how they carried themselves and everything. And like when they said they had 8 hours, she meant that because later on when. 8 hours passed.
The dopest fight scene.
They just came, like, you didn't even hear them come into the building. Like, they were just there.
Here come Johnny Walker walking in because he messed up. Remember, we're going to go back. He messed up earlier. Sam was trying to talk to her because now she's radicalized. They even on the news, they're saying, like, she blew up the building. People. Now they're trying to expedite it even faster. They got the Patch Act.
And she made it worse.
She made it worse. Now they're saying we're trying to.
Everything that they're trying to stop happen faster because she's killing people.
And then one of the dudes that was a father, who was only on the job 1 week, and was a father of 2 kids, right? And died. And now y'all looking like straight up terrorist criminals.
So she's like, oh, because there was a time that she was talking to Sam, and she was like, oh, well, I'm not a supremacist, I'm not a terrorist, and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, you kind of are, because you killing people, and like she said it. She was like, she would kill them again. Like she said that with no hesitation.
And they're roadblocks and stuff.
Like they're roadblocks. Like they're not even real people that you're killing. These innocent people that you're killing, and so. Yes, you are a terrorist. And then that scene where she called Sam's sister and then threatened her family and her kids. Exactly. See, now that, if I was Sam, I would have beat.
That's the John line. That's
line.
Right.
Okay, because Sam was trying to talk to her peacefully. Like, you know, I know how you feel. We can get this going. Like, I know your fight and I understand it. Because, like, a lot of people, even I said that the first episode, I was like, I understand where they're coming from. Yeah. That's a good cause to fight for. Yeah. But the way that you are doing it is wrong. Like, you do not kill people and all this violence and stuff. Like, we could do it another way. And then you come and threaten my family.
Yeah, that's just
all right. So now the peace is gone.
Peace is gone. What do you?
I'm beating you. I'm fighting.
Those are fighting words.
I'm fighting you now.
So now that means that she has connections and she's telling him to be in the coordinates. Also, Zemo was so amazing. I hope they don't kill Zemo. Cause I feel like
you don't want the Dora Milaje to get him.
But he's so like
I get it.
It's like,
and it's like John Walker is like such an a-hole that you sympathize.
Sam was talking to her, right? He was talking to Karli. He said, "Give him 10 minutes." But even Battlestar,
that's what got me.
Battlestar was like, "Yo, give me 10 minutes." This boy over here ticking and just can't contain himself, staring at the clock. He said, "Forget it." Walked in, messed up Sam's whole thing. He almost got her to switch. He was like, "I understand what you're fighting for, but I don't like how you're fighting." And then he came in there, "You're under arrest," and she was like, "Oh, so this is all a ploy?" And then here she go running away.
And I'm just like, yo, Walker, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Because, like, they were sitting there, and Bucky even said, like, dude, like, we haven't even sat for, like, 10 minutes.
Right.
Relax.
He said, hold on. He said, I bet it's so easy for you with all that serum running through you.
Yeah, when he said that, he was like, I bet it's easy for you, Bucky. You got all that serum in you.
I was like,
when we watched it, I was like, and you want some,
You want some, don't you? And guess what?
You want some, don't
Guess
you?
what, y'all? He got some. He got some serum. When they did that whole chase scene, Zemo was able to escape his handcuffs because Walker's being just so antsy to do something. And then guess what?
He found the girl.
He found the girl, shot her up. You know, they super soldiers. Doesn't mean they bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly.
They ain't Luke Cage. Yeah,
that's why I keep saying. I'm like,
they're not Luke
that's
Cage.
why I never understood that scene with the one that sacrificed himself. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to sacrifice myself, and just like stood there and took the bullets. I'm like, dude, you are not Luke Cage. You are not bulletproof. You have super
I feel like he could have just
you will die.
Do the thing and run, right? Cause they ran fast. Because we saw a scene where they was Karli. I guess Karli's the strongest one. Maybe all of them can't run fast. I don't know.
No,
but
they
was running hella fast.
But yeah, so like when John saw the vials, because of course when Zemo saw it, he's gonna destroy it.
Yeah, I was worried a little. I was worried a tiny little bit, but I was like,
he was gonna take
he ain't gonna take it, is he? Because he looked at it for a long time. And he's like,
no, I think that he looked
trying to figure out
like 20 ones that I need to get. So he was
goose stomping them
things. I was about to say, he don't like super soldiers, right? So he gonna destroy it. Like that's what I thought. And then John Walker came in, hit him with the shield, and then he saw one of the vials that weren't destroyed.
One vial.
And the way that he looked at it, I was like, this dude is looking at it like it is drugs. Like
he looked like he need a fix.
Like he's fiending. Like,
right.
It's just like
he was looking at that, pocketed that serum real quick, and then they were like, "Did you find her?" He was like, "No." And I was like, oh boy, here we know he's gonna take it.
And then I think the thing that made him take it, like for sure, because he held it for a while. He could have just drank it like on site, but he held it for a little bit. That means that he was thinking about it. But I think the thing that made him actually do it was two things. One, he got folded by the Dora Milaje. Okay?
Because they don't.
That
scene was insane.
And that scene was so great. And
Bucky and Sam were looking back, right?
Because Sam and Bucky and Zemo, they were all just drinking their drinks, like just watching him, because they told him to chill out. Because with them, they know how to fight. So he was hey, you might want to like relax. And then he said, John disrespected him, saying like, oh, let's put the pointy sticks away. I'm like, dude, they will fold you.
And they fold them. They did.
And they did that.
Boy, she threw that spirit and just the shield he couldn't make the shield budge. It was like, man, it's hurt his ego even more.
Yep, and then he was just like, I think it was a lot of things with that scene. Like, so not only are they not superhuman, they were women too. They messed you up. They folded him so fast and easy. And then
they was about to take that shield.
Yeah, because
she did the little stomp,
Captain America, left, and he could have done nothing about it.
One of them kicked their shield up, and I'm like, damn, she should be Captain America the way she handling that damn shield. And then they was like, they could have, but you know what the crazy scene was when he was fighting Io. And she like did some ninjutsu pressure point on his arm. Me and Jazz was like,
when he took his arm off, I was like, oh
my god, are you serious?
But of course they would know how to disarm it.
Plus a fail safe because just in case. You don't want the White Wolf going in Wakanda just murking people with the Winter Soldier
program.
And
then after that, Bucky just looked, because like Bucky was just I was just laughing at Bucky the whole scene, because he don't like him. He don't like John Walker, so he was just like,
go get him,
like,
John.
Maybe I should help. He said, looking strong, John.
Right.
Because he was over there getting folded. He was just like, I'm not about to help. And then Sam was like, Bucky, like come
on, we gotta step in, and they started fighting him a little bit.
And then that's when he got in, and then that's when Zemo escaped, because Zemo was just watching all of them fight. They're not looking at him, so he's like, I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna leave it. He put some El Chapo. It was like he moved a bathroom tub. There was like a sewer manhole. And he escaped. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, this is twice in the episode that he escaped.
Yep.
I don't know if he's gonna come back this time. I don't know if he's gonna come back this time.
I don't think that he's coming back. I think that he's gone.
He's gone.
I think that he's trying to search for Karli and kill her.
Oh, for 100%, because he was keeping all information. Yeah. So he was like, he found out where like
the funeral
was having, because Karli's, I guess it's like her mother Teresa. Yeah, her mother Teresa, basically an orphanage, and she died, and they had this whole candlelight for her, and he knew information. And he just was like, I'm trying to keep my leverage. Zemo's like Chama's 5 steps
ahead.
If
I just tell you, then you could just like, surrender me to Dora Milaje at any point. Yeah. Because you already got the information that you need. So I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it myself.
Yeah.
It's
Which
just
is
like,
smart.
Which is smart, but
so I can't really blame him.
Right.
So yeah, and
they called Sharon Carter, and I'm getting more increased vibes that she might be the power broker.
Like she might be the power broker, man, because it's just like I don't know.
I'm like, how do you still have you got because you tell me you left Shield. She might still have secrets of Shield, but I'm like they still they haven't changed their satellite codes. She was able to track John Walker because Karli called him. That's when she was threatening his sister. She called him like, Sam. He's like, you got to get out of town, use cash, blah, blah, blah. And she was able to track John Walker, who was on his way there. And I'm like, how? And then it was in that scene, it was other things she was tracking around the area. So I wonder what else could she track.
I think his suit has a tracker that the government placed on it.
But what are the other ones? What are the other ones?
No, the other ones didn't say trackers. It was just
but they did have highlights on them, right?
Yeah, it's just highlights, but you don't know what the highlights were.
We don't know.
It just said... It didn't say anything. Actually.
The fact that she, and she was like he, and she kept saying he, the power broker is a he. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure that it might be her.
I think it might be her. I'm like, we would have seen who the power broker is by now.
Cause like that scene where she was like tracking Walker. She was the only one in that room.
Yeah, she was.
There was
like
nobody else there. It was
like this fancy bar,
this fancy like club-looking place, and like she was the only one in there. So I'm just like. I don't know. I feel like
maybe she's undercover. Maybe, like they might like I don't know. I'm pretty sure she would be. I don't know. Well, Thunderbolt Ross is like very like do what I say because he was even telling Rhodes to go ahead and capture the Avengers during the whole thing with Thanos. I'm like arrest them. Like what? This is we got world-ending stuff here, and he's talking about arrest people. Like come on now. But she's something ain't right with her.
Well, she's still hiding something.
Something definitely. So she might be the power broker.
But with John, I was just like, okay, the thing that set him off taking that thing was definitely envy for the super serum because he looked at Bucky and was just like, oh, like you have all that super serum in you. I bet it's easy and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you want some too? I don't know. So that he got folded by the Dora Milaje. Then Battlestar, because he asked Battlestar after he took the serum, not like actually taking it, but like putting it in his pocket. After he took that, there was a little scene he was talking, and he was just like, "Would you take the serum?" And then Battlestar was like, "Yeah, I would take it because like back, I guess something bad happened in their military days where they couldn't save people or they had to kill people or something like that. Back then, and they probably would have had an easier time if they had the serum." So with basically Battlestar, who is basically his conscience. Yeah, he's basically saying, his voice of reason the whole show. Yeah, his voice of reason is saying, yeah, I would have took the serum. He was just like, okay, that's the green light for me to take the serum then. Yeah, and they had the whole philosophy of like, it just enhances who you already are. Yeah. And I'm like, well, Walker's a fist first type of dude. Like, it shows. But I understand though, because what happened next? They basically, Walker does the thing again where he just could have let Sam just talk to her. Goes in, Sam. Yeah, he could have let Sam talk to her, and he just walking in. Here goes Walker. She's like, "Oh, Walker's coming." He can hear it through the comms, and here come him and Battlestar. And then all of a sudden, Battlestar gets captured, and we was getting scared. I was saying the whole season. I was like, every time Battlestar is fighting, he's getting folded by somebody. Like, he is never winning a fight. Like he's just there to be the angel on Walker's right side because like seems like he's always on demon time and Battlestar could be like, hey man, chill out, I don't think that's a good call, and that's it, because every fight he don't win. Like he does not win. They've been getting folded the whole series, man. He's been getting folded every time. So like when he got captured, I was like, of course you did. I was like, of course you got captured. And then things happened. Things escalated. All of a sudden, you see, he fought one of the soldiers. No. He hit John Walker. That's when we found out that John Walker took that serum. He was fighting one of the soldiers, and all of a sudden, at first I was like, it's vibranium. It could break concrete. I guess if you throw it hard enough, right?
That's when we kind of was like, that was kind of...
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. And then he kicked him down the steps. And
pretty
I was
far.
Like,
I was like...
he went kind of far there.
And then...
Then he folded like a pipe. I was like, all right.
And then Sam's over there like, what did you do? Because he saw him hold that pipe. And I'm like, you what? Whoa, he took it. He took the serum.
Yep, and then Battlestar ended up trying to fight Karli, and then she knocked him into a pillar. And it looks like, now I'm going to say looks like he's dead.
This is Marvel, by the way, because, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, because you know, John Walker came, and then he was trying to make sure that he got up. He was like, you know, wake up, and everything. And he wasn't getting up. And it looks like he's dead. And the other people look like they think that he's dead too. So they was just like, oh my God, like it's getting serious. Because they really wanted to kill John, but they ended up hurting Battlestar. And so they left. And thinking that his partner is dead, that he's known since like high school and everything like that, like he's like losing it. He was already crazy.
He was already crazy. Yeah.
Now, like I was like, he's gonna kill somebody. I was like, he's gonna kill someone.
It's like,
and then he ended up chasing down one of the other people that are part of the Flag Smashers, not exactly Karli, and like asking where she was and everything. And then he just did the most heinous thing he could do.
He was outside in public. He chased him out. Yep. He did that superhero landing out the door when he found out Lamar died potentially. He was chasing. He threw that shit. Boom, boom,
and more. And people are seeing this out in the streets. So like they're recording and everything. Because this is Cap. Like this is the new Cap. So they're like, oh, what is new Cap doing? Like, because like the old Cap never did this. So what are you doing? And then they see that, and then this man goes crazy and just.
He takes the shield. Where my shield at? Hold on. Where my shield at? Here, take the shield. Boom. Just crushing him, man.
Yep, until he's dead. And a lot of people I was seeing on Twitter saying like he decapitated the
man.
No,
this ain't the boys.
I was like, he didn't cut off his head.
He ain't Homelander.
You saw him like put like they didn't show each hit, but they showed scenes of his head still there. I'm like, no, he's crushing his chest.
He touched his chest. And you know what? Just like she punched Battlestar's chest in, he caved his chest in with that vibranium shield.
And then it was just all blood on it, and everybody saw him basically do a public execution. And even
and then he was like, it wasn't me. And so they're gonna hear that on the. They don't have no context.
And
that just shows you
chasing this man, saying it wasn't me, and then hit him. And the thing that we noticed too was that the same dude that he killed with that shield was a fan of Captain America, because he said that earlier.
Yeah, he was.
He was like, I'm a fan of Captain America,
and he was calling Karli like a Captain America.
Yeah. And so Karli saw him execute her friend basically, and she was just standing there in the crowd like shook. And I'm just like, you kind of caused this. Like, I don't know.
Now I think she's finally understanding like there's repercussions to what you are doing.
But that's the thing that gets me. I'm like, okay, so you're okay killing all these innocent people and talking about some old violence is the only way that they would hear me and everything. But then when it's one of yours, that's why it's like, oh my God.
They're dead. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're doing this to other people. Like, you're doing this. Like,
you reap what you sow.
Like, so.
Like, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, how, I wonder, like, how the next episode's gonna go. Like, how are they gonna, like, you know, are they gonna have, like, how's the PR gonna be? Because I already know he's canceled on Twitter. He's canceled on Twitter.
I was about to say, first of all, he can't be Cap no more.
I don't think he could be Cap no more like that.
So I think this is when he's gonna become
U.S. agent. Yeah.
But yeah, so John, I already knew this was gonna happen because I called it. I was like, he gonna go crazy and end up.
We knew he was gonna end up getting the serum. You know he was gonna.
I didn't think Battlestar was gonna die.
I didn't think. I thought Battle Serum.
I don't know yet because they did show like a little because they showed him like limp, like he was dead and everything. But then they kind of cut back to him, like it was like another shot that cut back to him, which looked like he was maybe gonna get up, but he still didn't. So I'm just like,
that'd be wild. That'd be wild if like he ends up being alive, but he's like paralyzed or he's in critical condition. Because I'm like,
nobody really checked for his pulse or anything.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it, but it didn't. He's still trying to wake him up, so he must have still had like a little pulse left. Because you wouldn't, if you know, like if you feel somebody's pulse and you don't feel nothing, and you're trying to wake him up, then that means like they might have a little left. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Nobody checked, so they all assuming that he's dead. Yeah. But nobody really like checked.
That'd be a wild turnaround that he is still alive and he executed that man. I'll be like, ooh, and he was banging. He was like, it wasn't me. Like our Cap, Our Cap would never. A man begging for his life like
he
that.
He never had blood on the shield like that. He never do that.
That shot of him having that blood on the shield was beautiful, by the way. He looking around and realizing that everybody has a phone on him was a beautiful shot. Even the post-credit scene, you know how I usually have them
it was dark.
It was like some horror movie music at the post-credit. I was like, that episode was insane. I give it a 20 out of 10. That
and there's
episode,
a lot of things. I just realized there's a lot of things that John Walker does that our Cap would never do. Like for one, kill someone. Okay.
Yeah, that's number one. No, he'll kill someone if it's just like the Nazis or something like that.
Okay, yeah, he was fighting in the wars back then, but I'm saying what he did right there, he would never do.
Yeah, no.
2, cussing, because John Walker be saying the S word all the time, and Cap never went to use profanity. Language, so never did that. 3, Cap volunteered for that serum because it will only elevate like that he's more of a good person, like the doctor said, versus John Walker stole it. So it's just a lot of things. Yeah. Like, you know, that it's just like this man is like the complete opposite of the Cap that we know.
Honestly, I don't. They built up like he to me. I hope that they don't like kill John Walker. I hope they like save him and Zemo for like the Thunderbolts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think they're gonna still keep him around.
Because if Battlestar dies, then his motivation will probably change. Like, I need to get rid of these super soldiers and stuff like that. I know Zemo's like that. I think he might like, a super soldier killed my friend, like caused me all these issues, all these problems.
But he's a super soldier.
He's a super soldier too, yeah. So I don't know. I know he ain't Cap no more.
He ain't never been Cap.
He ain't Cap no more.
He ain't never been Cap.
You know, because when they had that scene where they were talking him in Battlestar, and then this lady came up to him and was like, "Hello, Cap." So he's known. He's known. So like, it's gonna be. He's definitely canceled on Twitter.
He's definitely
hashtag not my Cap. That's all you're gonna see.
Not my Cap.
So what do you think is gonna happen next episode?
I think that the government's going to try to do some workaround way to excuse what he did to the public.
I'm pretty sure they're going to say that.
I'm pretty sure they're still going to take away the Cap title, but be like, like...
He had a reason to do what he did, but as social media is...
Or probably frame it like, oh, this was a terrorist and he took out a terrorist or something like that.
Bingo. Bingo.
So I think that's what they're going to do to try
to clean it up. They're going to clean that up for sure. Like, his friend died. He's serving his country. He's killing terrorists. They're definitely gonna clean up, but they might call him. But he said we can't call him necessarily Cap. What can we call him? U.S. agent. Yeah. There we go. He's no longer Cap.
He's no longer Cap.
They're gonna take that shield for sure. I'm ready for the episode. The next episode is gonna be insane. I also heard it might be the longest episode so far in the series at 61 minutes.
So, but that's with credits, probably.
That's with credits though. But it wasn't even that bad this time. Because it felt like a good, it felt like a meaty episode. I'm about to say, their episodes
feel meaty all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're really like feeling like, oh, I need more. It's
nah, you're feeling like, you're like, what's next? What's next? Not like I was feeling with WandaVision. Now, WandaVision, I was thirsty.
Yeah.
I was dry. I was in a river. I was like,
you was getting a drop of something and then like,
oh, come on. Yeah. So. But what do you give it? I give it a 20 out of 10.
Oh, 20 out of 10.
Bro, this episode extended. I know, right? But this episode really extended, like, where I didn't think Disney would go that dark.
I gotta say the same.
I really didn't.
Because that's why I like both Marvel and DC. But I lean towards more DC sometimes because they go that dark route. Like,
for sure.
It's not all bubbles and cotton candy and rainbows all the time.
I'm like, if he getting hit by Superman, you're probably gonna die, bro.
You're gonna get hurt.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna get hurt. So, like, them showing, like, the severity of him, of putting the power in somebody else's hands that shouldn't have it, probably, like, and how it will turn out. That's why I'm like, I'm glad they went dark.
I'm glad. But that's still to tell me your rating. What do you rate it?
So, 10. If we're gonna do realistic, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah,
10 out of 10 for sure.
10 out of 10 for sure.
Because there was no qualms except the thing about when they had a little philosophy battle about Cap. Because Cap was kind of like, when he had his thing with the Sokovia Accords, he kind of wanted to like do, like, even though like they need them, like he wanted to be able to go to any country and do whatever uninhibited by no rules or anything. So he was saying that that was like a good super soldier, but I'm like, Cap the serum kind of let him be like, no, I want to do what I want to do. Like, I want to be able to save people without having to deal with all these restrictions.
Force things on people.
No, he didn't.
That's the thing.
Because
John Walker would be like, oh, I'm Captain America, and people supposed to just automatically respect him just because he has the suit on. And they're like, no. And then he's like, do you know who I am?
Very true.
I know who you are, and I still don't care.
Right, very true. Very
even
true.
Dora Milaje said that. He was like, hi, I'm Cap. And then they just looked at him like,
The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, they don't have jurisdiction here." It was like, we can go anywhere we want to.
That's what Cap wanted to be able. Our Cap wanted to be able to do. He said, "Man, I need help. Whoever I'm needed." But yeah, that's our long-winded review.
Yeah,
this episode was amazing. I'm ready to see what the last two. We got 2 more episodes, and then we have Loki. I'm really excited for Loki.
I'm excited.
Loki looks really good, and I'm excited for these last 2 parts of this series. Oh man, where was Torres, by the way? We didn't even see Torres.
He's back at the base.
He's back at the base somewhere. R.I.P. Torres. Torres, where you at, boy? We need you. All right, but anyway, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe.
and
It's
share.
just more deuces.